They called it the Reconciliation Conference here at this Lexington church, trying to heal the hurt, they say, between law enforcement and the community.
Facebook rumors are hurting a company trying to do business in central Kentucky. What the company is trying to do to let people know it's legitimate. A shocking find in a Kentucky dumpster. Police say someone left a baby inside it.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for watching tonight. What can be done to improve the relationship between police and the community? Tonight, a town hall meeting in Lexington addressed that question. It comes after events around this country where unarmed people have been killed by police. A panel including police and a Fayette County judge talked about the issues tonight. Garrett Weimer has our top story at 11.
National headlines, some not so far from home, show the hurt.
It is ignorant to think that there is not hurt, there is not some tension that exists. It is a reality, it is there. So we have to reconcile, we have to get to a point of forgiveness to be able to move forward.
At this downtown church, aptly named Total Grace, organizers say they're trying to heal the hurt, to repair relations between the community and law enforcement. About 100 folks turned out here for the Reconciliation Conference, sharing their stories, sharing their resources, trying to figure out how to heal that hurt and how to develop stronger relationships. A panel discussion touched on topics from different perspectives across the community, including Police Chief Mark Barnard and Judge Pam Goodwine. The goal, to build relationships across the community, to law enforcement and the justice system.
The police officers have an extremely difficult job, and we want to make sure that we can work together with the police and the community to kind of solve our issues. I don't think us against them mentality works, so this was an opportunity for us to all share together and to really try to come up with some practical ways to move forward.
An important step, those here say, because ignoring it won't fix the problem. Because now is the time to address it and figure out how to move forward together. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
An attorney, community organizer, professor, and Social Services Commissioner Chris Ford were also part of tonight's panel. Tonight, a Russell County family is talking about a frightening ordeal. Their car was stolen with an 8-month-old baby inside. On Wednesday night, Kimberly Wilson Lucas, her son Tyler, and daughter Lexi were heading home from Cincinnati when they stopped for gas in Georgetown. Lucas says she went into the store while Tyler pumped gas, and Lexi was in the back seat. Moments later, police say that Sidney Fee Jr. shoved Tyler out of the way, jumped into the car, and drove off.
Yeah, I jumped up and got on the driver's door, and that's when he took off real fast around the other pumps and went towards the door, and that's when he knocked me off the door. He punched me in the face.
I was completely hysterical. I went running out and told everybody. I said, "There's a baby in the car."
Police say Fee led them on a chase before crashing in Madison County. They say he then took his own life. The baby was not injured. People living and working nearby did not want it there, and tonight the state has decided not to move Fayette County's Office of Probation and Parole to Palomar Center. This comes after a public outcry and a threat of legal action. The Justice and Public Safety Cabinet now says it's looking for another location for that office. People living in the Palomar area are relieved.
It's good when so many people can come together to influence decisions that make a stronger community.
The owner of the building where the office was supposed to move says he's disappointed. He says the Justice Cabinet told him it would notify the community about the plan, but people living nearby say that didn't happen. The owner of the building says $2.5 million was spent to prepare the office moving. He says the state pulling out now puts him in a tight spot. You may have noticed them going door to door selling books or magazines in your neighborhood. But some salespeople and the company they work for have become the target of Facebook rumors. And the company says it's hurting business. Our Monique Blair tells us, new at 11, both the company and police say these salespeople are doing nothing wrong.
And these are actual school subjects for them?
Evelina Petrovite is in the process of obtaining her master's degree in her home country of Lithuania. But for the summer, she, along with hundreds of other students from Europe, Canada, and the United States, work as independent contractors for a company called Southwestern Advantage, selling educational children's books door to door.
Why I'm doing this? Because it helps me pay for my school. And it's a super cool experience to meet all of the cool families.
Recently, a Facebook post went viral claiming people who were going door to door in various parts of Kentucky selling children's books were actually child traffickers.
This is completely false. It's untrue, and it's malicious, in fact, because the rumors that go around like that jeopardize people who are hardworking and working legally with permits.
Now, every single independent contractor who works for Southwestern Advantage, like Evelina, carries a business card. She wears a badge with her picture on it. She carries a book bag, wears a shirt, wears a hat with the company's name on it. They even carry their solicitor's license up to each house they go up to.
Each contractor also receives a background check, is checked against the National Sex Offender Registry, and must check in with local police before beginning their job in that particular city. Several police departments across central Kentucky even going as far as trying to debunk the rumors themselves.
It can jeopardize personal safety. It can create a panic in the communities that these students are serving.
We don't want to scare anybody. We don't want to do anything like that. So we just want to be heard that we're not doing anything bad here.
In Cynthiana, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Police say if a salesperson comes to your door, ask to see their badge and solicitor's permit. With Southwestern Advantage, you can even go online and enter the person's name to make sure they're who they say they are. Some tense moments at New York's JFK Airport tonight. The pilot of a Delta flight reported seeing a drone dangerously close to the plane. Investigators say the pilot told them he saw a drone about 100 feet below the plane as it was approaching the runway to land. Investigators say the crew did not have to take evasive action and the plane landed safely. The FAA is investigating. The weekend has arrived, and just in time, it looks like we'll have some great weather. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has an early look at the weekend forecast. Hey, Jim.
And Sam, it's going to look a whole lot like today, especially into your Saturday. Probably around 84 degrees, actually a little bit cooler than what we had out there today. Looking out back toward downtown Lexington tonight, everything is nice and quiet out there. No weather issues, no bounce to the camera. That means the winds are not that impressive, only coming in at around 5 miles per hour out of the southwest, which keeps the air relatively warm, and that'll be relatively warm again tomorrow. That's one of the big reasons. What we will see, though, is a frontal boundary drift through the area as we progress into the overnight tonight. It's a very weak boundary washing out as it gets here. What it's going to do is going to keep that southwest wind from really turning on the blowtorch effect and pushing temperatures way up the thermometer for tomorrow. So it'll stabilize things, keeping us in the mid-80s. Our current temperature situation out there tonight, 73 Richmond, 68 Mount Sterling. You look out in eastern Kentucky, low and mid-70s. Also showing up out there for those folks. We look ahead with our 24-hour planner tomorrow morning. 66 degrees, a very nice start. We get into the afternoon and evening, we're around 84 for a high with low humidity. That's the key, but we might see a little bit more try to creep into the area on Sunday. I'll take a closer look at that coming up for you in just a few minutes.
New tonight, the search for a missing Nelson County mother is expanding. Crystal Rogers disappeared 4 weeks ago today. Family members later found her car abandoned on the Bluegrass Parkway with her phone and purse still inside. Search crews have searched much of Nelson County but haven't found any sign of Rogers. So family members say the search will expand now to Campbellsville. That's tomorrow. And they're also looking in areas close to Marion County. Also new tonight, a newborn recovering after police say she was left in a western Kentucky dumpster. Police in Paducah say that someone nearby heard a loud cry, looked in the dumpster, and there was the baby. Police say that person saved the baby's life. They say the baby is now stable at a hospital. They have arrested a 17-year-old and charged him with attempted murder. Police say he's the boyfriend of the baby's 15-year-old mother. She was taken to the hospital hours after the baby was found. It's always a highlight of Kentucky politics every year. The annual Fancy Farm Picnic will be held in Graves County tomorrow. It features speeches from some of Kentucky's leading politicians. Thousands of people are expected to attend. Kentucky Sports Radio host Matt Jones will host it. If you can't make it to Fancy Farm, you can watch the speeches on WKYT.com. Now, the new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass Poll asked voters about Kentucky's two U.S. Senators, Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul. 15% said Senator McConnell is doing the better job. 25% said Senator Paul, but 37% said neither is doing a good job. Looking ahead to 2016 in the presidential race, the poll found Senator Paul with a slight 2 percentage point lead over Hillary Clinton in Kentucky in a potential head-to-head matchup. And neighbors say it started as a fight, but it ended with a man dead and another in jail. The Jessamine County Sheriff's Office has charged Thomas Carson with murder. Deputies say witnesses told them Carson attacked the victim, Shane Washington, with an axe outside Carson's home on Hartley Drive. Washington's daughter said he worked hard to support his family.
He was so nice to us, and we just got back from a family reunion not that long ago, so everybody got to see him. Everybody was having such a good day, and then a couple days later we found out somebody killed our daddy.
We checked Carson's criminal record. He pled guilty to a charge of terroristic threatening 2 years ago. Tonight, the Coast Guard suspended its search for 2 teenage fishermen who disappeared a week ago. The Coast Guard had searched the Atlantic Ocean from Florida to South Carolina, but could not find any sign of the teenagers. The boys' families say they will continue a private search. The 14-year-old boys, Perry Cohen and Austin Stefanos, disappeared during a fishing trip off the Florida Atlantic coast last Friday. Their capsized boat was found on Sunday. Wrestling legend Roddy Piper has died. He was 61. Piper headlined some of the biggest matches during the 1980s and competed in the first WrestleMania in 1985. He also appeared in movies over the years. A man charged after police say his dogs attacked a woman in Lincoln County appeared in court today, but Christopher Pope's hearing in Fayette County had nothing to do with that case. Instead, it was about charges of trafficking in a controlled substance and being a persistent felony offender, charges from last year. Today, a judge granted a request to continue the hearing for 2 weeks so prosecutors and defense attorneys have time to consider a proposed deal in the case. Today, a panel made up of University of Kentucky trustees recommended that a trauma surgeon's medical privileges be revoked. Dr. Paul Kearney has worked for UK for decades, but some patients, nurses, and students claim he verbally abused them. Today, the panel upheld a previous decision to revoke the doctor's medical privileges. He claims the move is in retaliation for questioning the leadership of the UK healthcare executive vice president.
This is a concerted effort to silence a voice for all the people that have worked hard to make the University of Kentucky a good place to work, and for all the people I've trained.
We cannot, as a university, tolerate abusive behavior, verbal violence against patients, nurses, students, colleagues.
The recommendation will now go to the full Health Care Committee, which has 30 days to decide whether to uphold the decision. You didn't need an ocean to enjoy the beach tonight at the Kentucky Horse Park. The Bluegrass chapter of the American Red Cross threw a beach ball bash inside All Tech Arena. It's one of the largest fundraisers for the chapter every year. The Red Cross jumps into action when disaster strikes, as we saw earlier this month with flooding in eastern Kentucky.
It helps us with our disaster relief program. It helps us get families and individuals back on their feet again when a disaster happens.
The beach ball bash included dinner, drinks, and auctions. Our Amber Philpott has worked really hard for years on this event, and she had a good time out there, and it looks like it was a huge success. Congratulations.